when the cock crows, you're going to have denied me 3 times. And you're going to flee. And of course, Peter, said, oh, no, not me. I'm not going to do that to you, Lord. So they decided Jesus said, I need to go pray because that's when everything's going to start happening. The whipping, the judgment, the being on the cross, the crucifixion. So they go to Gethsemane, and Jesus said, sit here while I go over there to pray. Of course, Jesus needed some encouragement. So the angels came down, talked to Jesus, encouraged him, and say, hey, it's going to be all right. This has been prophesied even in the Old Testament. We've got to do this to break the chains, to set God's children free. And so he got all pumped up and everything. But then again, in Matthew 26:40, he goes back. He returns to the disciples and found them all asleep. And he said to Peter, couldn't you watch with me even 1 hour? Can you do that? That's all I ask. Very simple. Just like when I call these people, hey, I just need you to pray with me. Well, I'm busy. I'm going to the movies. We'll talk about this when I get back. My granddaughter said that she can die anytime. Okay. Well, God bless you. I'll still pray for you. I'm still here for you if you need me. But it's going to take the grace of God for me to ever call you again. But what happened? When Jesus said in Matthew 26:34, I'm backing up a little bit. Truly I tell you, Jesus answered, this very night before the rooster crow, I'm saying this again, rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. Now, was Jesus testing you during that time? When Jesus, hey, you got a phone call, a very important phone call. Hey, all I need you to do is pray for me. I'm not asking for money or anything. I'm not asking for anything else. I just need to pray for me. That's all I need you to do. Nope, I got something to do. Come go. And basically, that's what Peter did. He was there seeing Jesus getting beaten up and everything. But when that crow, when cock-a-doodle, no, that's a rooster, I believe. Peter realized what Jesus said. And what happened? He took off. Now, when the arresting when the arresting, officers, they say that soldiers came with Judas, who betrayed Jesus. What happened to all the disciples? They all took off running. Now, Peter did defend Jesus. He got the ear of one of the arresting soldiers. Of course, Jesus put it back. But Peter took off running. All disciples took off running. But one did. Yeah, one did took off running. Not to go hide. But no, he went running to Jesus' mom. To tell Mary, hey, this is what's happening here. Your son Jesus has just been arrested. Now he can easily say, forget you, man, I'm going to go hide. No, he went to Mary, told her what's going on, and stood beside her through the whole thing. But then anybody went up to this disciple, said, hey, aren't you one of the disciples of Jesus? And I guarantee you, he probably said, yeah, yes I am. But he stuck to the most important person that meant the world to Jesus. Yeah, the Heavenly Father, but his mother. And that's why Jesus said on the cross, woman, this is your son. And then he said to John, who he loved very dearly, this is your mother. He trusted John because John was the only one that did not flee like the rest of the disciples. He stuck to the most important person in Jesus' life, his mother. Now, can we actually say that? Can we actually do that when it gets down to it? I know a lot of ministers say, I will die for Christ. Really? I'm a minister. I may not have a fancy church. I may not have millions of disciples following me. But I am a warrior for Christ. I'm out in the battlefield. Yes, I pack a gun. Yes, I carry handcuffs and I carry other stuff with me. I'm on the battlefield. But the thing is, every time I'm on an assignment, I am having church. I'm out there in the battlefield, but I'm still having church. Talked to a young man who wants to be a boxer. I told him about my last show I had, and I know I put heart. Please forgive me. But I told him, did you hear it? You see it? And then grab it. I broke it down for him, and he was so excited because he's been losing and losing and losing. And he says, I can just see it. I can feel it. I can taste it. I said, well, keep that attitude. I will be with you. I will be by your side. And I will encourage you on. And we had church. Did I say, I don't have time for this. I don't care what you're doing. It's not my business. Well, I shall pray for you. But God put that young man in my path. And I had church. We had church together. A true... I always say that, you know a true leader from a false leader. A false leader is the one that will sit on the couch with remote control and start pushing buttons, telling everybody what to do. But a true leader will actually get dirty with his people. That's what makes a true king. A king that will go into battle with his people, with his men. Will never turn down assignment. Say, I don't want to do this. I'll get my associate pastors to take care of all this problem for me. I'm too good. I should not get dirty. Well, Jesus got dirty, people. If you're a minister, read the Bible again. Look how many times Jesus walked the desert in the heat, in the cold, lay his head wherever he can. Got mocked by his own people when he went back home. He got whipped. He got beaten up. He got nailed to the cross. He didn't say, I'm going to get one of my associate pastors to take care of this. I don't want to do this. I don't know this person. Let's talk about the Good Samaritan. Luke 10, 25, 37. Now, y'all know me. I don't really quote scriptures that much because I don't want to bore anybody. But I'm trying to prove a point here. Now, y'all know the story that, this guy got beaten up, stripped naked, left for dead. Got robbed. But here comes a priest. So I don't have nothing to do with it. I don't want to get hurt. So he walked around the dude. And here comes a Levite. It won't surprise me and say, well, that's a white man. Well, that's a black man. But here comes a guy that was traveling. A guy who doesn't know this man on the side of the road who's left for dead. Didn't question anything. Picked him up, took him to a place, paid some money, said, take care of this person. I will be back to check on him, and if you need any more money, I'll give you more money. And now, he didn't have to do this, but he did it because he saw a poor soul left for dead. Just like my grandbaby, sweet angel. I said, well, you don't do anything soon, you're going to lose her. So immediately what I did, I got on social media. Of course, the ones I knew would be there for me was there for me. And of course, the ones I called, I'm busy. I don't have time. We'll talk about this later, Danny. Well, what if she's dead? What's there to talk about? And then Cookie said, wait a minute. Let's trust in God. And we had so many outpour people there in the Philippines that came, didn't know nothing about this little girl, wanted to donate blood, wanted to give money, wanted to pray for this little girl. And God answered our prayers. Now, like I said, maybe God was testing Cookie and I to see how strong we can be as a couple. Or maybe God was testing those who said, well, I'm too busy. If you're in the ministry, I'm going to say this again. If you're in the ministry and you say you're serving God, you never know when God's going to test you. Now, it says in somewhere, John 13, 1:17. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Look it up. John 13, verse 1 and 17. Jesus, after the Last Supper, what did he do? What did Jesus do? Jesus got a bowl, a towel, got down on his hands and knees, and started washing the feet of the disciples. Now Peter said, hey, Lord, you don't have to do this. We get the servants to do that, to wash our feet. And I'm pretty sure there are pastors that, I get my associate pastor takes care of all that for me. I don't have to do that. I don't have to wash anybody's nasty feet. Remember when Jesus told Moses, hey, before you come into my holy ground, take off your sandals. And that's the only time in the Bible it will say, take off your sandals. Take off your shoes. And the reason why, because God was telling Moses, take that selfishness out of here. I don't want to hear of my holy ground. Take your ego and pride and leave it behind. And once you do that, then you can come to my holy ground. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of ministers out there need to get their washed feet. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of ministers out there need to get down their hands and knees, get a bowl and fill it with water and start washing your congregation. And I promise you, if you do that, if you wash your congregation feet, change is going to be made for you. You'll be more in tune in God. You'll have more discernment. You will be more stronger in your marriage, your children, wherever you need help at. And don't say, I don't need no help because I'm a pastor. Well, I know one pastor, his wife has cancer. He has a whole congregation to pray for his wife. Well, you know what? There's other people, other females, and my late wife was one of them, needed prayer, needed support. Didn't really get it. And that's what bothered me. I went back to that church. Yeah, I changed. I cut my hair short. I shaved. And I was going there for weeks, and nobody didn't recognize me. Till finally, somebody said, Daniel, is that you? Yeah. Wow, it's good to see you. How long? Is this your first day back here? I said, no, I've been here for weeks, almost a month or so. I've been sitting right here. You passed me many times, and you said hello. And I said, hello. I even said your name. But people act like they didn't know who I was. And when they did, this is the response I got. And my late wife and I were there for 7 years. She was a greeter at the door. And I was pastor's wife, bodyguard. Even she didn't recognize me. She didn't know who I was until I told her my name. She kept looking at me and going, oh, it's you. Yeah, it's me. But one said, weren't you married? I said, yes. Then she died? How long ago was that? A year or two ago? No, almost 5 years. Wow, I didn't know. Wow. Well, it's good to see you. And that was it. Well, of course, my grandbabies and I all agreed that, it's just not meant to be for us to be at that church. So we went back to the other church we were going to. And, of course, they moved to